Blog Talk Radio.
Everyone, stop! The show's about to start.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Conduct Radio. I'm your host, Kai, joined by Logic and BJ. Shar is fashionably late, as always, because if she was on time, she wouldn't be Shar. I do want to say I apologize for last week missing the show and having to cancel it last minute, but I will give you all a story of what happened. Tonight we're going to discuss the craziest arguments you've had with your significant other, whether past or present. We're going to discuss this one post that I just have. It's like the most racist post I've ever seen, so I just have to read it for y'all and get y'all's opinion on that. We're going to discuss this shooting in Las Vegas. Did we discuss that last week? No, we didn't discuss that last week, did we? Because it didn't happen. Not last week, but week before. It hadn't happened yet, right? Right? Anybody here?
I don't remember. I don't remember discussing it personally.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're going to take relationship questions if we have any time for that. Also, we're going to discuss our launching on our new platform on next week. So don't forget, next week we're on Spreaker.com. We're going to be putting the new platform on our Facebook page, No Conduct Radio. And BJ, do you want us to talk about the thing that you posted on your Facebook? It rhymes with BD. I don't know. Your show. I was trying to, I don't know.
My show?
Do you want us to talk about that, or can't you talk about it yet?
My show? What show?
The TV show.
Which TV show? I posted?
Yes.
Oh, you had to
TV
refresh
show that
on
you were asking for people, they needed more diversity, all that stuff. Or was that for a friend?
Must be for a friend. Yeah, it wasn't. Must be for a friend. Yeah. Because people ask me to
It's
post
a TV show coming out. Is it next year or something? I can't remember what it's called.
TV show?
Anyway,
you mean Mob Diaries? Oh, it's TV series.
Yeah, that.
It's not mine. It's not mine. No, I'm just designing their wardrobe for the cast. But yeah, no, not really. You don't have to. It'll be seen in another couple of months. Nah, I'm not giving them no advertising like that. They have those, so they can pay for their own advertising.
Oh.
They got bank like that. They get no freedom.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Please.
I thought since you were on it, I thought it was yours actually, like you were part of the.
No, I'm not an actor. No, just a wardrobe.
Well, no, not the actor, but the production. But okay, all right. So we won't talk about that. They'll advertise their own stuff, like you said.
Yeah.
All right. So, number one, where's Shar? She's never been this late, has she? And number two, how's everyone doing?
Good, busy. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I hear that on being busy.
Gee,
oh man, what have you been busy with? Your is it like what the fall line coming out or the winter line or something?
Oh, that's done for next year. I'm just busy working for the series, getting their stuff together. That's, man, you talking about 300 cast members designed for them. It's crazy, but it is what it is.
Good Lord.
But yeah, there's only me.
Do you still do? What were you doing before? You were doing lighting or something? Do you still do that?
Lighting and sound? Nah. I don't do that. I still can, but I don't have time to do it. There's no way in the world I can do that. People still ask me too, do you do lighting and sound? It's like, yeah, but I don't have no time at all to do that.
Which one do you prefer? You're designing, or you prefer to be like the sound guy?
I make a designing. It makes more money designing.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, you're just going with the one that makes more money?
Yeah, and that's right. And lighting and sound is more work, really.
Okay. Less money, more work. Gotcha. Shar.
Hi, guys. I'm fashionably on time, which means I'm late, as usual. Sorry. Listeners, Radio Land World. How's everyone?
We're used to it.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you were on time, then it wouldn't be you, so it's fine.
Okay, thanks. I got a pass for being so promptly late. How is everything going with everybody this week?
We're good. We're just started, so we're just checking up on everybody. And Logic, where are you at?
I already said something earlier.
Yeah, but we're saying hi. So, good God, hi.
I
How
said
was it
something
going on your side of the
earlier. You were
world?
talking to BJ the whole time. Then Shar came on here, and you were like, and then that's Logic. Where you at? Don't. Something else. Speak up.
Lord.
Like I said, hey, what more do you want? I said, hey, okay, what? What do you want?
Yeah, you see,
it's a radio show. I gotta talk. You gotta talk.
People. Good Lord. I don't understand why I deal with people.
That's like when you were a kid and your mom or somebody took you over to somebody's house. You ain't going to speak? You've been talking the whole time. What was I supposed to speak?
Yeah.
Come over here. Do that thing. I think it's funny. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I didn't know what you're talking about. I know, right? I used to hate that.
Did that ever happen to you, for real?
Yeah. Me, definitely.
My mom usually was like, come over here and say something in German, and come over here and say something in Spanish. And I'm just like, that's what I got. I never got come over here and do something funny.
I never get that.
Yeah, let me get my top hat on. Excuse me.
Multilingual kids you were. Wow, multilingual.
But if any of y'all speak another language, has anybody ever just come up to you and say, how do you say shop in this language? And you're just like,
yeah.
Like your mind goes blank. Like, what
of course. It's the stupidest thing ever. How do you say my name? What's your name? Joey.
Joey.
Joey. You can't ask somebody on the spot.
What's fun is if someone's speaking another language and they assume you don't understand it because they're talking about you, and they think we'll speak in our language when we're talking about you, and you won't understand. But they don't.
That always happens to me, like always. It's funny. Sometimes I humor myself by saying something, like even if it's some people I don't know, and they're talking about me. And I'll be like in the vicinity, and I'll just say something to the person next to me. Whether the person next to me or not understands or not, I'll just say something to the person next to me in that language, just so they know.
Right.
Like, and you should see their faces. Oh my God, it's hilarious. Yeah.
I had a friend in high school. He looked like your average white boy, blue eyes, blonde hair, and everything, but he was Mexican. Like straight up Mexican. Like his family was from Mexico, all his grandmothers and grandpa, uncles and everything.
Damn.
So he, whenever we would hang out or whatever, and it would be Spanish people around, they would be speaking in their language, and he would just lean over like, yeah, they're talking about us. Like what? Yeah. But they never thought, just because of the way he looked, they thought he wasn't Spanish.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. Did he ever approach anyone?
He would, whenever if they was saying something crazy, he would respond to them. I have no idea what he would say because he would go so fast. But he would be like, "What up?" And they would have this look on their face like, "Huh?"
But that's the thing, you can't freaking assume. I don't understand how in this day and age people just assume. There's the darkest black person in Dominican Republic, for instance, that would speak no English and speak nothing but Spanish. And then there's the whitest white person in Mexico. You can't assume. There are freaking people who speak Russian that are freaking, I don't know, South American. You just can't assume. That's
well,
what
I mean,
that's
more rare, but Mexico, I like, they have white people there. Just like they have people that, look so-called the typical look. But there's Spanish, people from Spain are European. So it's like they look like Europeans, white, red hair, blonde hair, whatever the case, though. those Europeans were the ones that started the Mexican colony. So if you just fast forward, there's going to still be white people in Mexico somewhere, just like in Brazil. You go to Portugal, that's Europe, so it's right under France. So those Portuguese people down in Brazil, fast forward, it's still, blue-eyed blondes in Brazil that speak nothing, but that whole Portuguese thing that they do in Brazil. So even though they don't have that so-called Brazilian look, they're Brazilian.
Yeah, the Brazilian look. I mean, I don't know. To me, there's not really a look, I guess, because we're such a mixed race. And when I say race, I mean human. You can't assume. You know what I'm saying? It's just like logic. People assume that, I don't know, what are you, like Egyptian or from Yemen or that you're Spanish, anything but black. People just assume. You
Puerto
can't
Rican.
assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, Puerto Rican.
That was too
easy. It varies. It varies from people to people. I've gotten Sicilian. I've gotten all kind of stuff. So it just varies.
Dude, I saw Logic with a group of Chinese. And when I say Chinese, I do mean people from China. He blended right on in. I would have never have thought that was possible. But he blended right on in. I was like, oh, my God.
Based on the photo I've seen, I totally can believe that because those eyes definitely had a nice little Asian theme going on there.
Yeah, that dude could blend into anything, man.
Yeah.
I think the only thing, I don't think he would have to be a specific kind of white to blend in with white people. Like you said, Sicilians, he would blend in with that. And maybe like Italians, like the dark-skinned Italians, maybe. I mean, I know you'll say that's Sicily, but if you were actually in Italy, so the dark-skinned Italians, or just really a tan white person. That's the only thing I could see.
Going back to Asian, there's when you go to the northern western province, they have blonde-haired Asians up there, natural blondes. It looks, but they have Chinese features, but if you go to the northwestern corner, they're blonde up there, like they have blondes. So it looks strange if you're thinking of China in that specific theme, but that's just naturally how they look. So it's all, like you said, we're all the same. It's just different pockets have different looks, but we're all the same. So
yeah, I agree. Anyways.
Well, everyone's like, okay, what the heck does Logic look like now? For those that did not see, well, no one saw. I was the one that saw the picture. Kai already knows Logic and BJ, but I was able to witness. So on my second show, Kai flashed, for the listeners that don't know, Kai flashes a picture over of Logic, and I just gave my instant verbal expression. It was so funny. I was like, oh, my God, he is, like, really fine. Oh, my God. The next thing you know, people are, like, calling in and texting in, wait, what does he look like?
Throwing their virtual panties at him and stuff.
Yes. So I'm pretty sure we just might get an increase in mail after that because I know they've got to be extra curious with us going, well, you never know. He looks this way, that way. You can kind of veer this way, that way. They've got to be curious at this point. So.
I mean.
Logic's used to a lot of mail, mostly hate mail, but.
Logic looks like Logic. That's the only thing I can say. Like I said, he could blend in with Chinese people. He could blend in with Puerto Ricans. He could blend in with Northern African people. He could blend in with Italians. He could blend in with anybody except white people, really.
Except white, right? Yeah.
And then even if he blended in with black people, they'll be like, "Dude, what do you mix with?"
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So.
You said black people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they probably would say, "What do you mix with?"
What do you mix with?
They probably would say, "What do you mix with?" I get that a lot too, though.
No,
were you saying, Logic? No, that doesn't happen. They don't ask you what you're mixed with.
No, some don't. I mean, some see me as just a black guy, so that's not necessarily true. I don't have that problem all the time.
Some black people know you're black, and that's that.
Well, okay, so if people don't know you. Like, okay, let me put this way. If people don't know you and you went out, and I guess I don't know, does he talk quote unquote black?
I don't know what that means.
Anyway.
What do you mean?
I don't know what
I'm asking the rest of them, and that's why I said quote unquote.
I don't know what that means.
Well, when I talk, people think I'm a white girl. So I guess the opposite of
that.
I don't know.
So do I, Kai. Not on purpose. It's just the way you're raised and your environment.
I mean, I don't really think I talk like a white girl. I think I just talk like me. I don't think there's a way to talk black or talk white, which is, again, why I said quote, unquote, based on the stereotype. That's why I was asking, does he sound quote, unquote, black?
Well, I talk like a person from West Oak Lane, Philly, so I don't I don't know what that means. But if you're asking if I speak with slang, I'm sure I do. I'm not. Excuse me, sir. Mayhaps I would borrow some time. Like I don't talk like that. So I talk the way that I grew up in my peer group and the way that I've always known to say things. So.
Okay, well, let me ask my question then. My question is, when you go out to like a group of people who don't know you, don't know anything about you, has anyone ever mistaken you for a white guy?
A white guy? No.
A white guy?
Hi, really?
No.
Yeah, I want to know.
I just can't see. I can see everything else, the other the other exotic blends, but a white guy? I don't know. That's reaching, isn't it? I don't see that at all. BJ,
I've never been
Yes.
BJ, what do you think? Because you guys all, have physically seen each other. What do you think?
He looks like a brother to me.
BJ's never met Logic. Have you, BJ?
Yeah,
we met up before.
Yeah, right? Okay.
He's like a brother.
I don't remember
like a light-skinned brother. Like a light-skinned brother.
With that wavy hair, that deep wavy hair, though. Don't forget that. And chinky eyes.
I wasn't looking that hard.
I don't think BJ was paying attention to all of that.
I wasn't going like this.
I would need to change this conversation up if he was. I was like, man, dog, your hair is black and wavy, dog.
I ain't that kind of guy.
Yo, how'd you get those waves, though?
What do guys... Okay, hold on. That brings up another question. What do guys look at when they meet other guys? Like, what do you...
Look right in their face, shake their hand. What do you mean what they look at?
Yeah, what do you mean?
So you don't pay attention to the person? Like if I met Shar, I'm going to look her up and down and be like, okay, her hair's pretty. Oh, man, she has a nice body. Man, those shoes are nice. Or she has cute feet or looks a little handsy.
No.
Oh, wait, did y'all let her finish? She was on a roll. Thanks, Kai.
She doesn't need to finish. Men do not assess other men's looks.
Because females are judgmental.
Oh, yeah, look, he has beautiful eyes. We don't think stuff like that.
We don't think like that.
Dude.
No.
Girls do. Girls definitely do.
Because females are so judgmental.
Okay,
you know why?
You
know why? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. Because women have a touch of gay in them. Everything they do is like they're for real. Everything you do is for other women. I want the two of you right now to think: what woman do you know that does anything in the face of beauty for only her man? Not what other women are going to think. When they're going out to a party, the shoes that they're putting on, the makeup that they're putting on, the clothes that they're putting on, they're doing it specifically for their dude. And not, I got to make sure I'm right because these chicks out here is going to dang, I ain't going to go to this party and I'm going to be looking such and such for them to say. It's always about what other women are going to think or what other women look like or what other women, that's all other women do stuff for. Whether they're straight or whether they're gay, women always have a touch of gay the way that they interact with each other. It's weird. Y'all walk down the street and hold each other's hands or hook under each other's arms or something like that. Or
that's true.
You go to lunch and you know, how do you feel about me as a friend? Like, that's so crazy to me.
And that's so true.
I can't ask my friend how they feel about me as a friend. Maybe I'm doing something wrong.
But listen, men assess it on a more instinctual basis. Do I like this person as far as does he irritate me? If a dude irritates another dude too much, that's it. it gets to a point where they start talking less and less and less and less until they don't talk to each other no more. You even have friends. You even have friends that you probably started off tight, but then you met another friend somehow. Like, let's say you had a friend and y'all had a job in the same area, and you met this other guy that has a job in that same area, but that person is more of a connection for you. You end up stop talking to that person more, like the other one that you used to be friends with, and that's your new homie. Because this one is not enough of a match for whatever your match may be. You know what I mean? Like, you like to go out and play pool. This other guy likes to, I don't know, whatever. Getting crazy.
Intellect, conversation period, intellect.
Conversation. If he's too low brow or just keep up. You're like,
we're talking about chicks and who they smash. Like, what?
Yeah. Or like, some people that's old, like, to me, I can't stand being around dudes that are constantly talking about sports.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Or, it's like, dude, all the way this year, all the way. Like, all the way. Did you catch that? I don't watch it. What are you asking me if I caught it for? Why would I watch it? I don't watch it. Oh, man. And if it's not about sports, then they're either complaining about the job, or it's something about, let me tell you about this joint that I met up with. I don't want to hear that. Why are you telling me that? Yeah, great. Congratulations. Back. All right. Yeah. It's not 10th grade anymore. What's wrong with you? You're grown. Man. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to bang this chick, man. Oh, my God, man.
Well, go talk to him, bang her then. Stop telling me.
Why don't you call her? Call her and let her know that you want to bang her.
Yeah, right. I know, and see how far you get.
I'll talk to you later.
So basically when y'all initially see each other, it's just, hey, that's it. You don't
it's just
look at each other's clothes,
I'm going to tell you when I met BJ. Not that I thought about it, but this is just how I am. You immediately start assessing. Is this person cool? Does this person talk like an idiot? Whatever it is that we're beating up for, if it's either business, we're talking business, or if it's just casual, then you just keep it casual. There's nothing that is any pressure about it. Like, will he be my friend? I don't care. I'm just, if he's cool, he's cool. And if he's cool enough, then we'll meet up again, and we'll meet up again, and we'll meet up again. But if he's not cool, that'll be the last time I ever talked to him. You know what I mean?
Okay, so can I interrupt here, Logic? I think that what Kai was really going on, where she was going was this, I believe, is do men judge from a physical level, not just characteristics, but let me just give you an example. Men may not judge that in general when they meet other men, but how about this? How many times has a woman cheated and her dude finds out, and the first thing he does is put the guy down physically? Oh, he's a buster.
No. That's totally different, Shar. That's totally different. Because you're talking about the centerpiece for him to even have an interaction with said guy is his woman. She went here to talk to this dude, so there's something in him on a competition level that's like, well, why is she messing with this dude? Right. So he starts to assess. Look at it. He's broke.
Like a checklist.
Or he's this and that. Like, so he'll go down a list in order to gain closure for himself. That's so the pressure on that meeting between those two, quote unquote, is he's trying to gain closure to this emotional thing that happened with his girl. That's the centerpiece. It's not about the guy. But if you got two cats that meet up, like you're saying, you're going out playing pool, meeting up with your friend, he brings his cousin or another friend of his. When you meet that guy, there's no pressure because it's whatever. If he's cool, that's what's up. If not, men don't care about stuff. I would never meet a guy, if I met PJ out somewhere again, if he bought a comic of his, I'm not going to start looking at this guy like, oh, what the shit.
oh, look at the car he drives. Oh, he's not kept. Oh, look at this guy. I'm not gonna. I don't care. Why would I care?
I can't see myself with him outside. What?
Yeah, like.
That's the way he likes to dress. Do his thing.
I guess we judge each other differently. Because even when I look at guys, I look at. I mean, I guess that's the opposite of sex, so that doesn't match. Because I was gonna say when I look at guys the same way as I would assess a girl. I'm gonna look at your features and then go from there. But that's just me. I don't know.
But think about this though. Think about this. If women didn't care about labels and what kind of car you drive and what kind of house you live in, men would not go out of their way to buy an expensive car, to buy an expensive house, or to wear crazy clothes, because women wouldn't care. And the funny thing is, women don't care about that kind of stuff when it comes to their man. They care about what they can tell other women about what their man has. So it's like, where's your guy live? Oh, he lives in Society Hill. Yeah, he has a brownstone down in Society Hill. Oh, really? Yeah. And he works in an office building and blah, blah, blah. Shit, now, if she really loved her dude, like if you ever see women that are completely in love with their dude, sometimes this dude works in a box factory, and he wears the same jumpsuit like Bookman from Good Times every day when he comes home. And but she loves him, and she doesn't care. You know, he's coming home, the heat is on, and, you know, he putting food on the table. But when you got these other chicks out here that are pretty much dating other women through their man, like, he drives a Mercedes and everything. That's why they care about those labels. They don't really know. What's the difference? I'm going to ask you right now. What's the major difference between a Mercedes and a BMW? I'm asking the two of you.
Exactly. Mercedes,
you have
depends on which class.
Exactly.
No clue.
Exactly.
Well, I was about to say.
What?
I was going to say depends on which class Mercedes you have, but Mercedes are generally more expensive. And what are you talking about? Mercedes are more expensive.
I'm asking you mechanically. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll make it even easier for you. What's the difference between a Mercedes SUV and a Ford SUV? What's the difference?
A Mercedes is a luxury class car.
A Mercedes and a Ford?
What'd you say?
A Mercedes is... Go ahead.
I'm asking.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Kai. No, I'm just saying a Mercedes is luxury. It's a luxury class vehicle. I mean, and a Ford is more affordable. I mean, that's very evident to me. Yeah.
Okay, so
depending on what Mercedes,
affordable.
Okay.
Depending on what Mercedes you have, the Mercedes would have more horsepower, more torque. It'll be more. I mean, you basically feel less of the road while you're driving in the Mercedes. You know, stuff like that, I guess.
It's not going to have horsepower according to the fact that what type of car it is. I mean, it's the type of car that it is. It could be a sports edition, then it has more horsepower. If it's a luxury edition car, it doesn't necessarily have more horsepower, but it might have more luxury options in the interior and the exterior. So that's not exactly
listen.
Fair. Can you break this down for us, if we're even close?
Okay, all right, fair enough, but I'm going to tell you like this. The average woman would not know the difference between the faster version of that Mercedes SUV and the economy version of that SUV from Mercedes. Because Mercedes will have a class, like take the G-Class. They have a G-Class SUV, but there's two different tiers. There is the regular, I'm a working schmuck version, which is $20,000, $30,000. Then there's a V6. Then there's the big boy, I'm doing my thing version. And now looking at them, they look the same. But if you know what you're looking at, then you know the G63 AMG is the big boy. Most women ain't going to know that. They're just going to know that. They're just going to know, he got the Benz SUV. And that's all they know because they want to tell their friend. He got the Benz. And I'm going to tell you, that regular working schmuck Mercedes
being the SUV is no different than that Ford Explorer that's $15,000 to $18,000 cheaper. When it comes to mechanically, there's no difference. You know what I mean? German engineering, you can argue that. You know, I know the quality difference, but in the end of the day, if you're trying to get through the snow and you're trying to have a car with a good safety rating, it's the same thing. Same thing. But it's all about bragging points that the women want to do with other girls.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but they want to brag according to but when women brag, they're going according to labels and shininess. They usually don't know anything past that.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's all nonsense. Yeah. It's just like if a dude loves a girl, and you can have a woman that knows that her man loves her, and he would never cheat on her, and he would sacrifice whatever he has to do to make her happy and to keep her safe, and the blah 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 blah, all of that storybook stuff. But if he can't put a ring on her finger and give her a wedding so she can show off to her cousins and that sister that she can't stand that always throughout life had this good looking, she's going to feel like her relationship is second class.
Yep.
No matter the fact that she has a more realistic relationship than all of the rest of these chicks, she's going to feel, oh, so-and-so's husband takes her on vacation. I'm not doing anything.
We'll go with so-and-so.
Yeah.
Oz married, boss. That's what they want to say, and it's got to be a big one.
She has a ring, and he did it at a party in front of the whole family, and I just...
Yeah.
You turn around and say, well, they rent their house, we own ours.
What party was I supposed to do that at? You don't even like your family. Yeah, but still.
I know, right? Keeping up with the
broken.
Well, all right, let's and my
change the subject.
My daughters.
I know, right?
No, because everybody got quiet. Everybody got quiet. My daughter's now in front of my list. Like I can't see what I'm trying. I'm working here. Thank you. All right, so what we're going to discuss next is, because I want to get to these things before the show ends, and we did kind of get into a real, like a lag, so that's why I'm changing the subject. Anyways, so what I said when we first started the show was I was going to read something that came up on my feed, on my Facebook feed, that was really disconcerting to me because that means somebody in my feed believes this, and it's kind of going to segue into this Las Vegas shooting. So let me read this to you and tell me what y'all think about this. So it says, Dear Concord people. Well, first of all, he said Dear Concord peoples because he can't speak English. Anyway, Dear Concord people, the history of humanity is one of constant conflict and competition for resources like land, food, water, and women. You whine about the fact that Europeans were and are better at this contest than any other race of men in the world. You losers want us to regret being better at conquest and exploration than you were. You want apologies and reparations from people who were stronger and smarter than you, people who unequivocally won. We aren't sorry, and we owe you nothing. Deal with it.
What?
So let's go to Shar first. What do you think about that?
What?
Okay, I hope I'm not having a blonde moment. Is he referring to celebrating Christopher Columbus' so-called discovery and conquest?
He's referring
America?
to just white people on a whole being better than everybody else.
Okay.
You know that's a big womp, womp, womp. That's not even accurate. No one race is better than the other in the first place. Let's just get that off the way. And where's all the arrogance to be supported? You know, how do you support the arrogance? Because they told you so? You know, because they said that you're the best? But I'm not sure when he said exploration and conquest. I really thought he meant Christopher Columbus because I certainly did not see the point of closing banks on Columbus Day. On a day that this man, who was extremely prejudiced...
Wait. Hold on. You're talking about Christopher Columbus closing banks.
It was Columbus Day this past week. Hello? Anybody with me?
I know that.
Oh, and the banks and stuff were closed. That's right.
I'm saying I didn't see any point to that because why are we celebrating someone who was an openly prejudiced person and thought he discovered one particular land that he didn't even discover, and then, you know, you can call that conquest. It is conquest if you're going to enslave enslave the indigenous people. But other than that, what do we?
She went off the subject.
You feel like you're better from that point, you know?
What?
I think that's what started, though, honestly.
What? BJ, what are your thoughts?
Okay. Damn.
He's like, let me absorb that.
No, I can't absorb that. I had to throw that in my head. Why do you say European? That's what I'm saying. You can say we Europeans. The Europeans
White,
the continent.
Caucasian, Anglo.
What?
White, Caucasian.
Because they figured European white people.
When they conquered,
even though they were racist against Irish people, which Irish people are Europeans, they were racist against Italians, which Italians are Europeans. But, you know, they don't know their history, so whatever.
So the Anglo-Saxon, all those kind of things, whatever.
Right,
It's just so much, I mean, it's just racist. I guess he's trying to, whoever that, you know, the guy that texted in, whoever, that girl or guy, whoever did it, it's just so much that they're trying to put on, like, airs of bigotry and whatever. They're trying to hide stuff, but not saying it in so many words. So, I mean, I don't know how, you know, who liked that comment on, I guess, our page, whatever. And how many likes we had, I don't know. I haven't even seen that comment. That statement, but it's crazy. I mean, that's where the world is now. You know, I mean, I'm not surprised that people can speak like that. It doesn't surprise me, but they're coming out the woodworks every day.
It doesn't surprise. I mean, when I first saw it, which was recently, I didn't know people thought like this before, but recently, you know. Yeah, it was on my Facebook feed. So I mean, that means I know somebody who thinks like this. So. But when I initially heard something like this, I was very surprised that, you know, people thought this way. I really didn't know that.
Wow.
But you know, I'm surprised about is that I actually know somebody who thinks this way. So why are you friends with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand this.
That's true too.
That's the part I don't understand.
But why would you? Why are you surprised people think that way though?
I mean, I guess I never, you know, because I know. Although I'm not really good at history, I know my history. You know what I'm saying? So I would never think that, white people are better than conquering than you know, Asian people, when I know Christopher Columbus only got here because he got lost. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't ever sit here and be like, oh, well, they're better. I mean, you know, I know they came here, spread diseases, were more deceitful, and I'm not saying all of them because some of them were for the indigenous people, and you know, but for you to sit here and act like you were smarter and better and faster and stronger, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not even going to go into this because I'm going to let Logic go into it.
Okay.
But like some of the things, a lot of the things that were invented either by white people, black people, Asian people, Spanish people, but white people only like to teach us about the white inventions. Or like the wars, for instance. We only learn about the French Revolution, the Spanish Revolution. We never hear about like the black people who fought in like American wars, or like the Native American people who fought in American wars, and you know, stuff like that. So they completely leave us out of history and just focus on them. So then these people think that, we're better, because that's all they hear, that's all they're fed. They see themselves on TV all the time, being Superman, being Batman. That's all they're fed, and they don't actually know their own history. So that's why I guess I just never thought about that. And so when I finally heard somebody say that, it was surprising to me. Like, how dumb could you be? Are you seriously believing this?
That's like that guy. We had a show a while back when Charles Barkley was talking to that guy that was, I forgot his name. He commented, but the guy who was speaking. But that's, you know, he was a bigot, whatever he was. He just came out. I think it was on CNN. I don't know what it was. But something with Charles Barkley and that other guy. Something.
Oh, yeah. That clip that I posted, it was kind of long, but I made y'all listen to it. Yeah.
Right. That was
so before we move on, I want to hear Logic's take on this. What do you think, Logic?
Well, I mean, like you said, people don't know their history. So it's funny how all white people want to kind of take, I don't want to say all white people. That's definitely not true. Where you have some white people that want to take credit for what all white people have done. And this whole skin color thing didn't start until after slavery. Before transatlantic slavery happened with the Africans, that wasn't a thing. Like,
when the Moors took over Spain, Spain hated the Moors. There wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like, they hate black people now just because it's bled into how they feel about the Moors. You know what I mean? And then obviously with slavery, the whole world started to hate black people after that, because they felt like, they're a lower class or whatever the case may be. But, when France invented whatever, France invented that. It wasn't white people living in Kiev, Russia, said, "Oh, another victory for white people today." Like, they just thought, okay, well, France has this technology now. Let's try to get it. Let's figure out how they did it, or whatever. Or when the Byzantines invented cannons, or when they went to Far East Asia and they found gunpowder. Like, it wasn't all people with white skin felt like they were family, and we are all against black people wherever they may be it the Philippines or be it Australia. Like, you know what I mean? That colonial European thing happened, like I said, after slavery. Even when Britain went to Australia, they were killing those people like that, the Aboriginals, because that's what do that colonial thing. They just kill off the indigenous people and get rid of them and move them out of the way because we're taking this land. And it's funny to me how they try to act like that it's all a collective effort. It's not. It's just Europe exchanged ideas because they were all there. France was right next to Portugal. Portugal was right next to Spain, to Italy, and all of. They were all right there. There was no borders like that. They were just all running around exchanging ideas, which is the reason why when they came to the United States, these people literally were in the Stone Ages. Their arrows and stuff were made of rocks. They hadn't gotten to that next level of understanding anything yet. If you would have left them alone, they would have eventually gotten there. But they want credit for coming in and mowing over people that didn't even have horses. Horses didn't exist in the United States or, the Americas until they came here. And their horses got loose and they just ran and became wild in the West. That's what happened. So that was the first time that Native Americans ever had any way of transportation besides walking, which is the reason why they could not exchange ideas and come together as groups from tribe to tribe because everything was so far away. You understand what I'm saying? So now, when you fast forward the clock to now, you hear these white people like, black people are the blah, blah, blah. And if you control how much knowledge a people can have and the resources that they have, you take it away. And if they try to get it, you kill them. And you make sure that they are dying off by giving them, which is what Columbus did when they wanted to try to stop you and say, hey, hold on, you can't just come in here and do what you want. You were giving them smallpox on purpose. You were giving them blankets that you made sure that you put on people that had smallpox, and then you would give it to them because you knew that they didn't have any immunity to that, and it wiped them out. You controlled what kind of knowledge they had and everything. So how can you then sit back and say, look at you. That's why you're not where I am. Look at what they're doing in the Middle East. What's the first thing people complain about? Oh, let me tell you about the Muslim problem. They need, we need to go in there because they act like this and blah, 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 and all of these extremists, and this is their big problem. But you went into Iraq and you killed over 1 million.
Yeah.
And this is a statistical fact. You killed over 1 million civilians in your war. So if the problem that you say in the Middle East is that they're radicalized by hating America, you think the solution is going in and killing innocent people with war, and you think that's going to solve? We were just going to bomb the problem away? No, that you're making the problem.
Yeah, turn on
so, that's That's the whole thing. You're exasperating the issue. So for you to say they need to get it together, then leave them alone. Let them get it together. If you think that people need to, well, we're more technologically advanced and these people are savages or whatever, then leave those people alone and let them get up to speed.
Yeah.
Then you come back and deal with them. But that's not what it's about. It's all horse. It's all horse shit. It's crazy. They're lying, and they just want a reason to be a bigot and feel that they're better. And it's nonsense. They're never going to tell you that all open heart surgery was done in Africa before they did. The math system started in the Middle East, or the first written documents was on papyrus again in Africa, or the oldest structures that's found. They're not going to tell you that. They're never going to tell you that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And the same thing with black people explorers. Like, you got scientists out there that says the Toltec Indians, which were in like the whole southern into Central America area, more than likely that they were black people that just got there and stayed there. They're saying that. I don't know how true that is, but that's what a lot of them are saying. The way that the features look, they look like they were African people.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell you that.
No, can't give us credit.
You don't learn anything about actually anybody else when you're in school. Like anybody else, like no other race ever.
Isn't that crazy?
No. You know what else is
society.
crazy? The Polynesians, they were conquering other islands and setting up shop, and all they had was those little canoes. So they were going over the ocean in those canoes, going to other islands. Now, my biggest question is, how did they know where they were going? What kind of navigation did they have? Because you can't see Tahiti from Hawaii. You can't see
right.
You can't see it. It's so far. So the incredible achievement of that just alone in the southern, Polynesian area. That's crazy to me. But they'll never teach you that. They'll never teach you about King Kamehameha out there and all of the stuff that he did.
Oh yeah, King Kamehameha. Yeah.
Well, they teach you about what is her name? Queen Elizabeth. Was it Queen Elizabeth? Back in the day with Mary of Scots. Was it Queen Elizabeth? It was Elizabeth. They'll teach you about her, who she was the first queen or whatever. She didn't rule with a man. Blah 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 blah. But there were also princesses, queens in Hawaii, in Africa, in China. There's a Japanese.
In China, you had
queen.
Empress Dowager. She was out in China running stuff. You had
Genghis.
Every
ethnic culture has queens. Every ethnic culture has queens. We just don't hear about other people's history.
That's what we're saying. Where are you, Shar? That's what we're saying.
I'm just saying.
But listen. We're talking about other regions that had queens and princesses that ran their country or their tribe without a prince, a king, or a husband. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
but
I know that. But
what about that?
No, but what I'm saying is when we were giving an example of 1, 2, or 3 different examples, I'm just saying every culture has a queen.
No,
or
every
a king.
culture doesn't have somebody who stood up and had a woman powerful enough to do that. Not every culture, but there are a lot of other cultures that did. So, but we're only taught about like English, like Queen Elizabeth. Oh, she was so powerful. Or we're only taught about when, for instance, if they're talking about modern day Muslims, how the Muslim women are, they don't go out and, I don't know, I guess they stay in the house and tend to their family or whatever. Some of them, not all of them. And they'll say, we're independent, this and this and this. But they don't realize, like, Muslim women have been independent and holding businesses without men in their lives from back before when, like, the British were still not allowing their women to even talk at the dinner table. You know what I'm saying? We only learn about their culture, and that's it. And that's why these people are ignorant and can say stuff like, well, we're better than you, we're smarter, and we conquered your land, because they don't even know their own history, their real history.
Exactly.
So anyways, the way that segues into the Las Vegas shooting. So I do know it's the Las Vegas shooting. It was like when it first started out. Of course, the first thing everybody was trying to say was terrorism, but it turned out it was this old white guy with a bunch of pistols and guns, and I don't even know what he had, who went and shot up the largest shooting in American history, killed a bunch of people.
Guy, yeah. That's crazy.
But
and if anyone noticed, I'm still alive. Okay, yeah, I'm here. I didn't get shot.
Yes,
I was only a block away.
And I posted it. I posted it on Facebook for our listeners if they were worried about you.
I didn't see it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Did not know that. Okay, I'll check that out.
So, anyways, the reason this segues into that is I find it funny that just the week before there was a guy in, was it Manchester, with a knife, and he yelled, Allahu Akbar, I think he said, and he stabbed two people with a knife, immediately called terrorism with a knife. A guy with a knife is just crazy. They immediately called terrorism.
Right.
This guy, white guy, shot up the largest amount of people in the United States. Nobody's saying terrorism. They're saying lone gunmen. They're saying, some guy who's lost his mind. They're saying everything else but terrorists.
No, right. No, they were saying, the news and media were saying it was terrorism. Our president deflated that and said, no, this person has
they were saying it was terrorism.
No media ever used the word terrorism.
No, they didn't. But when they found out who it was, let me correct her. When it first started, let me correct you. When it first happened, they were screaming terrorism, as in Islam or ISIS or whatever.
Right.
Which, by the way, ISIS and Islam, two different completely things. But anyways, that's what they were originally screaming. Then when they found out it was this old white guy, they stopped screaming terrorism and just started saying it was a lone gunman, or they were saying, they started going into this guy, and they arrested his girlfriend who was, what was she, Asian or something? Or Mexican? I can't remember.
Asian.
She was not white, though.
Asian.
They arrested her and started to see if she had, and then they started going into her past for some reason, talking about how she was arrested before and everything. Like, she didn't even do anything. But they started going in on her.
She wasn't even in the country.
No, but guilty by association. She was guilty by association.
Guilty by association, my butt. Whatever. But anyway, they started going into her past and how she was arrested. She didn't do anything. But for him, it was just all painted in like glory. Like, oh, he was a lovable man. He used to love football. He used to love country music. But the guy with a knife. The guy with the knife. He was just terrorism. This is the kind of stuff that I'm saying. This is what is fed into their head every single day. Not just us, into our heads every single day. Which is why they can come out and say, "We are conquerors, and you are just a bunch of whiners."
But what got me when they kept saying in the news that that was the biggest mass murder on United States soil, and I'm thinking, well, so what's going on with the big mass murder at Black Wall Street? When they killed all the black people, it was more killings than men.
Oh, years ago. Yeah.
And nobody said that. Oh, that's the biggest. I kept hearing that's the biggest mass murder on the United States soil. I'm like, no.
Oh, listen, that was the first
again,
and only. That was the first and only time that they allowed the United States government to fire on its own citizens and kill them.
Exactly, but it's like.
But again, that is not taught in school. So what is taught in school and what is taught in other countries about black Americans is that black Americans are gangbangers, lazy, and can't rise up out of their own poverty, and they expect the government to give them. They don't teach stuff like Black Wall Street. They don't teach stuff like that.
Black Wall Street is just like they massacre. I was like, yo.
But how many people died? I mean, how many people died during that epidemic? I don't know. Does anyone know?
It was more than 58.
It's not an epidemic. It was a whole city, a black city, prosperous city that was bombed into the ground. Do you really need to find out how many people died? Think about how many people are in a city.
Right, it was more than 58.
They came, they razored it down, they shot everybody up, and then so that they won't rebuild, they bombed the thing to the ground. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
It was black people that were their part of town
was becoming more successful than the white people in the area. I believe it was in Oklahoma, wasn't it?
Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and what that was all about was that they were upset of the success of the black people, so they massacred the entire town. They killed them, shot them, and when the black people were when they started to garrison into their buildings and shooting back or whatever, trying to protect themselves, they brought in the military, and the military started to raise the town with cannon fire and artillery.
Wow, to exterminate as many people as they could. Oh,
because
my God.
they were successfully starting their own businesses and things. That was their crime.
And that's a crime. Okay. Wow.
And it's never happened again.
And it better not ever happen again. I mean, my God, that's okay. Can I ask you? Let me just get a panel vote here. Is this person that did the shot up, all these people in Vegas, isn't he considered a sniper because he was sniping out each life as a sniper would do?
No,
isn't that considered terrorism? No. If you're a sniper, isn't that terrorism?
He wasn't a sniper. He was
terrorism is any act. Terrorism is any act where you kill, maim, or cause in general pandemonium for the reason to instill terror or fear. That's a terrorist. So what he did was he went into the hotel with an arsenal and shot over 400 people and killed what's this death toll up to now? 50-something?
50.
Well, no, they said it rose a little bit more, but still, like a few more people than that. And some of them are still hanging on.
Yeah, but his victims in general are over 400. So if that Russian guy who set off, butcher cookers at the Boston Marathon, I think he injured a dozen. I don't know how many he killed, but it was a manhunt. And they were talking terrorist, because he was supposed to be some kind of radicalized Russian Muslim or something. I don't know what story they spun with that one. But they didn't hesitate. This guy, they're talking about what kind of music he liked.
Right. Oh, my God. This is, wow. Exactly. Okay, so the other guy was Russian. I guess that's why they consider it terrorism. Our country is we're so inconsistent about the way that we hold people accountable. It makes no sense. Because there is no inconsistency here. The enemy now is a religion. So anyone that does anything, and they happen to be Muslim, or they live in a house with Muslims, or they saw at any event with Muslims, the first thing they do is
radical, yeah.
No, but the Russian guy was not Muslim or any affiliation of that, was he? That's why I'm saying that. That's why I said it's inconsistent. If the Russian guy, the Boston bomber,
the Boston bomber, you said? Didn't they try and liken him to ISIS, saying that he was just learning or something like that? He tried to, and I don't know if anybody caught this because I don't think it picked up steam. I was listening to the news the other day, and they said that there's a possibility that this Las Vegas shooting guy was linked with ISIS. I was like, what? I was like, they will try anything, won't they?
They want him to be linked to it. They want him to be. The guy was a country music fan. He was very wealthy. I heard he was worth, that he just spent a couple of $1 million a couple of days before. Who has that kind of money lying around? He's an avid gambler, probably compulsive. He's just not average guy, but he's a guy with a lot of money. But I don't see how that's even possible. I think that they want him to be tied to, because they want to make it seem like it's something that it's not. Why don't you just say it's a crazy man who wanted to take all these people out and die himself? That's that. I mean,
but again, they should say that about any of these people who do these things. Anybody who goes into the England, whatever happened, was it the London Ariana Grande concert? The person who went in there and blew himself up. What was it with a thumbtack bomb or something like that? He was a crazy person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ask any Muslim, they will tell you ISIS is completely against what Islam stands for. But the media is so determined to make, like Logic said, a religion an enemy.
Yep.
That they're going to say, ISIS, Islam, ISIS, terrorism is Islam is terrorism. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to their own stuff, it's like, oh, no. The KKK, they're not terrorists. They're just, voicing their opinion and what they think.
They call them constitutional extremists. Yeah, they come up with words when it comes to, your average kooky, crazy white person.
Yeah.
But also, this is another thing that people need to remember is, again, Islam is the enemy of the day. Whereas back in the 80s, communism in Russia was the enemy of the day. And there is an actual evidence that there was a thing called Operation Northwoods.
Yeah.
That the government was planning to blow up an airplane full of United States citizens or something.
And blame it on Russia.
And blame it on the Cubans. And say, we need to go up in there and we need to wipe them out. Look what they just did. This was actually documented, that the government was going to do this. And I think Kennedy was the one that killed it. Like, what are you talking? No, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you also got to understand, I'm not saying that this guy didn't do what he did because, I don't know. Haven't done the research on it yet. But you have to be careful because this government also has the capacity and the will to just set up crazy situations and say, see what happened? Yeah. This is why we need to blah, blah, blah. They've done it before. It's already been confirmed that they did that in Vietnam when it came to the Gulf of Tonkin situation. They lied and made that whole thing up in order to get into the Vietnam War.
So what Saddam was saying?
They already admitted that. So do your research. Don't believe everything that you hear.
Yeah, you would say do your research, but nobody's going to do that. Anyways, so one of our listeners messaged in and said they went back and said that ISIS had no part in the attack and that he was not tied to them. So,
okay.
Another message came in. Black people are thugs, Muslims are terrorists, and white people are mentally ill. That's how they label everything based on color, which is true.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah. Okay.
And you would think the easier thing to say would be, we're all the same. Some people are assholes. Period.
I know, right?
You think that would be the easiest thing
because
to say?
That's what it is. Some people are just assholes. They're crazy. Something's wrong with them.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's move on. So what we're going to talk about next is something that Logic brought up like 3 weeks ago, I think, and I put that question out there. I didn't get a lot of responses, but we did get some responses. What is the most craziest and pointless argument you've had with your partner, past or present? So before I even read our listeners' answers, I'm going to ask the panelists.
Let me see.
What were you going to say, Shar?
I'm just surprised that we didn't get more response because it's an interesting question. It's something to think about,
Yeah, I thought I was going to get a lot of responses, but no, we didn't.
Right.
But anyways, before we run out of color, wow. I was
wow. Oh, my God. Jeez, radical.
I'm secretly racist, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Went out of color. Damn. Like 1,000 calls right there. 1,000 calls.
Before we run out of time. No, what it was there's a post that I saw about I don't remember the name of this movie. Was it Boys in the Hood, where the guy who plays Morpheus in Matrix, he owned a store, and I guess some people were trying to buy him out, or he owned a retail store. He was a realtor or something, and some people were trying to buy him out, and he was talking about gentrification. Anybody? Logic? You would be the main person to know what I'm talking about.
You said this was a movie?
It was a movie?
Yeah, it's like Boys in the Hood or...
Oh, no. It wasn't... Boys in the Hood, but he didn't... No.
he took his son over to this billboard. There was a billboard that said, "We buy houses, no matter what condition they're in," and then it had the number. And he said, "What do you see when you see that?" And they was like, "Oh, somebody trying to buy houses." And he was like, "No. What this is somebody trying to buy up all of the property around here because it's the hood. It's messed up. Nobody wants to live here." So he said what they do is they come in and they buy all the houses one by one over the years. Then they fix them up and they push you out. You push you out of your own neighborhood. And he said that's called gentrification. And
right.
He was like, what black people need to start doing is owning their own businesses, keeping hold of their own property, and not selling. He said, you can't look to other people to fix up your neighborhood. He said the government's not going to do it. Nobody's going to come along and do it. We have to do it ourselves. And that's basically the lesson that was in Boys and
They're doing the same thing. They're doing that in Harlem now. They started doing that about 2 years ago, and they're also doing that
in Harlem. Bill Clinton had an office in Harlem. I think it's done.
What?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They're doing. I know they're doing that in Philly.
Yeah.
But I mean, basically, what happened was that just popped up, and I was logging it in my head to deal with it after I got off the show, and posted on my Facebook page for the person who had that conquered white people thing. So anyways, that's why I said, color when I was talking. But anyways, before time runs out, let's go ahead and talk about, we're going to talk to the panelists first, and then we're going to go ahead and see what our listeners had to say about their craziest arguments. So let's start with Logic, because we usually save him for last. So we're going to start with you. What is the craziest and most pointless argument you've ever had with a partner, past or present?
Who are you talking to?
Logic.
Me?
Good God. I thought you were thinking all this time.
No, I was like, TikTok.
I thought you said that you were going to save me for last. I thought that's what you said.
No, I said we usually save you for last, so I'm going to ask you first.
I think there was a time that I had went out of town for a while. I had business or whatever that deal with. So it was for weeks on end. And this girl that I was talking to, I was messing with at the time, when I came back, she said, "Oh, when did you get back?" And I told her, "Oh, I just got back." And then an argument kind of started to brew slowly. I didn't realize it until it was like halfway into the argument. Like, are you mad about something? So anyway, her whole thing was, "Oh, well, my cousin said she saw you riding around downtown like a week ago." I said, "What cousin? I've never met any of your cousins." "Yeah, but they saw you before." "Where?" "Well, they're just around." I can't remember if she said she showed them a picture before or, whatever. I said, so let me get this straight. Your cousin who saw me in a picture or whatever, they're more credible than me telling you I was out of town handling business, which, that's weird. Why would I just disappear for a couple of weeks and then just show back up like, hey, what's going on? And if I'm riding around town, what's the point? What would I gain by that? Well, I'm just telling you what okay, all right. This is a dumb conversation, and I'm done with it.
But did it turn into a blow up, or was it just like a girl bye moment? Like, really, I'm not doing this. Was it like real confrontational?
No, I don't. Listen, I don't. I'm not an arguer.
But the thing is, the question is,
that time. Yeah.
So what if you were riding around downtown? Did she see you with a girl, like bobbing her head in the passenger seat or something? Like you're just riding around downtown.
Who knows? But see what you're trying to get logic out of what she's saying. But what her whole thing is, you have to understand when somebody is trying to question your integrity. That's an issue for me anyway. Like, some people don't care. Like, I don't care if you think I'm a scumbag, but okay, you think I'm lying to you about being back a week early. What did I gain by keeping from you that I was back early? What are you talking about? It makes no sense.
You know what I mean? So if your whole thing is you're trying to prove somebody right and saying that I'm being dishonest, then take a walk. Find yourself somebody else.
And suppose you were back early. Suppose you were back early to surprise her, and doing something. And
well, see, that's
her cousin
that's
just,
the
I
problem.
saw your dude downtown. Rah, 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 rah.
That's the problem. No, but see, honestly, that's the problem. Think about this. Like, if think about that same chick, right? Now, if I was to be with her and, I'm sitting up there, I'm telling you, I didn't do nothing. And then I get into that, what dudes do, where they try to start bargaining, like, I'm telling you, I did. Now, fast forward the clock. Let's say I'm trying to surprise her with proposing, and I'm going down there and shopping for a ring. And I have my cousin or somebody with me who knows rings, and she's a girl. You know what I mean? So now I'm going in and out of jewelry stores with a girl looking at rings. Now, what kind of a fight is that going to turn into?
Crazy.
or if I'm being secretive about where I've been today because I'm setting up this elaborate plan to propose it. Now look at, well, where was you at? And blah, blah, blah. And you didn't answer your phone. That's why you can't live like that. You got to walk. All right, okay. I'm crazy. That's what I am from somebody you got to worry about. Take a walk.
Jeez.
Find another dude.
Wow.
All right, so BJ, what's the craziest or most pointless argument you've ever had?
I guess my ex-wife, all of them was pointless and crazy. But I can pick one that's fresh in my mind just in case. Okay, I went shopping with my ex-wife, supermarket shopping, food shopping, which I hate to do. And I was at the supermarket, so I had this girl that I used to go to school with in high school, and she happened to see me before I saw her, and she was like, "Hey, Bernie." I was like, turn around and say hi, and I walk up to her, give her a hug, how you doing? And I said, by the way, this is my wife, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Everything was cool, and she walked away, right? The next aisle, me and my wife turned the next aisle. Here we go. First thing she said, "Oh, why you had to hug her?" What? I was like, hold up, why you had to hug her? I was like, I've been seeing like 15, 20 years, whatever. She was like, oh, you must still like her. I said, oh, my God. I said, look, I'm married to you. Okay, I ain't saying nothing else. Either going to leave the store or you're going to walk home. Or I can walk home, get the cab. All from just that one hug.
How my God.
Wow. Insecurity.
Yes.
And didn't she end up cheating on you?
Yeah, that was like
that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Right?
That's what I'm saying. She ended up cheating on you.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying. She waited until I get to the next aisle and turn that corner. First thing she said was, "Why you hug her?" I said, "What?" She's like, "Oh my God." I said,
like, how do you get a loaf of bread?
And you probably put your head down because you knew the pointlessness was about to start.
Yeah. I looked up in the sky and said, "Oh, you serious?" And I said, "Oh my God!" And I knew it. And she I hate to argue out in public. And she's the kind of person like to argue like she was in public, whatever. Just blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at like she crazy. I say, yeah, okay, is it open yet? Are we ready to go? Man. But
BJ, you just wanted to get some cornflakes and some eggs and a carton of milk. You just can't do that.
I wanted to put her head through the display of the can goods. I'd be cool.
Oh. Are you talking about
hilarious
corn or green beans?
I was like, nah, I got to go because I got too many cameras and witnesses, so I had to suck it up and say, yeah, we get home. Yeah, we get home. Crazy ass. Because I don't argue in public.
All right.
I don't argue in public.
Shar, what about you?
Okay, can I just say this? Please don't judge this person, everybody, because I know I have some weird relationships, but real quickly, everybody knows that my last relationship was like 10 years with the sugar daddy, but he was really my boyfriend, right? So we lived together. Can I finish? We lived Hello, excuse me. It's my turn. Excuse me. There's a reason that I'm saying this, okay? Just shush. Okay, so we've lived together. We've been in the condo for stop, Logic. I've been in that condo for almost 10 years. Logic, stop. I've been in the condo for almost 10 years. All the bills are still in both of our names. I still get his mail. Long story short, my new relationship, I could cut everything off, but then you have to do credit check and all this. It's so stupid, right? So my new relationship is like, I said I have to go to the post office. He goes, what for? I said I have to send his mail. The sugar daddy, right? He goes, why? Why are you sending his mail? Because the bills are still in both of our names. He still gets his mail here. Even though he's been moved out for 3 years, he still gets his mail there. Oh, so that's why you've been talking to him, huh? Well, you've been talking to him. What you been talking about? The mail. That's it. It's business. I mean, well, is it important mail? It doesn't matter if it's important mail. It's his mail. And by golly, I even told him that he even put in for a transfer, and it would go through in about a week or two. That wasn't good enough. I said, I am going to have to send another batch after this, just one more. Why? Why you got to send more mail? You got to send this mail. So, you know what? I just can't believe that argument was something so pointless, that was so obvious that I need to send this person's mail. Why am I holding on to his mail? Because you're insecure? That's crazy. That was crazy to me. That's it. I looked at that as the weirdest argument ever on record I've ever had about something so pathetically stupid that made no sense at all. All right, hello. Anybody there?
We're here.
I mean, I could be the one that's speechless.
Yeah.
Just the mail. That's
Wait a minute.
it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm giving him attention by sending his mail. I'm giving this man attention by sending his mail, taking time out of my day to send his mail. That's where his head was. And now I got to talk to him. That's about the mail. I was like, cried out loud.
All right, let's move on from that one. All right, so I'm pretty sure, like BJ said, my past relationship, I had many stupid arguments. But the one that really pops out is, I guess, towards the end. So this is after my daughter was born. She was an infant, like just recently born. Did I do the laundry? I had to have done the laundry because he never touches laundry. So either I did the laundry and I folded up the clothes and handed him his clothes, or for some odd reason, the first time in ever he did laundry. Anyways, he found these men drawers. It was boxers, but it was like huge. I mean, this guy, whoever had these boxers, had to be fat as F. Like, it was some huge boxers. And he came up to me and he said, "Whose boxers are these?" Dude, I'm a new mother to a child who just is sick as crap. I haven't gotten any sleep, and I just looked at it. I was like, I don't know. That was all I said, and I thought it was over.
Wow.
And days later, you know, whatever is happening, he comes up. That's why you cheating on me. What?
Damn.
What are you talking about? Well, that's why your dude left his boxers here. I was like, so I'm confused because I don't even remember these boxers.
Well, wait a minute. Was the laundry like a communal thing for the building?
No. I had my own washer and dryer in my apartment.
Wow. Oh, man.
So he was like,
listen, I hate to say this. I think that's downright reasonable.
Yeah, I'm serious.
No, well, let me finish. Okay, but my thing is, number one, if some dude had left his underwear there, like for some reason after my newborn was born, but anyway, if some dude left his underwear there, and I'm the one who does the laundry, I think I would pay attention to what's going in there because I sort through my laundry. I don't just dump everything in there. So I see this underwear, and my ex is not fat, so I see this one piece of fat underwear, and I was just like, I'll just put it in there. Then I take it out and I fold it and I give it to him. Like, does that make any sense to you? Number two, when he comes and tells me about it, if I'm guilty, hold on. Number two, when he comes and tells me about it, if I'm guilty, I'm just gonna be like, just calm and just, I don't know, and then go about my business. Seriously, most of the time, guilty people start sweating and, oh my God,
not all the time.
Start trying to make up lies in their head and stuff like that. Like,
not all the time.
There was nothing that pointed towards me being guilty at all.
Wow.
And
listen,
who they belong to? How do you know? I mean, how can you have underwear in your own house and you don't know who they belong to, no matter what size they are? How does the baby connect?
Dude, he's the one who has fat dude friends, and I don't know, him and his friends are weird, or he just has some weird stories. But it could have been one of his boys. Maybe his boys came over to take a shower. Maybe his boy left it in his car. I don't freaking know.
What are the chances of that?
My priorities at that time was not to go sniff out a hugely fat dude and screw him while I had a newborn baby. And if somebody wants to call and talk about I'm fat shaming, screw you. I have 2 fingers up for you right now. But anyway, that is not my priority.
But how does the baby connect to the story? I'm lost. How does the baby, adorable baby, connect to the story? I don't see where the baby fits in.
Wow.
No pun intended.
I guess that's why other people could think that's possible.
No, how does the baby?
Wait. No, because you're making a bunch of stuff clear for me right now, Shar. How does an adorable baby fit into this story? Are you kidding me? So you have a newborn baby.
You were doing laundry. You were doing laundry, and
you're
then
making a lot of things. Hold on, you're making a lot of things clear to me right now.
Had a baby.
My thing is, the reason why I thought he was crazy is because I have a newborn baby. My first instinct is not to go sleep with somebody or find somebody to cheat on. I'm a new mother taking care of a new baby. However, since you didn't understand how that tied into this, then that kind of like, yes.
Kai, if the roles were reversed, now your ex, you knowing who your ex is, and there was some chick that was trying to give him some cooch. Do you think the fact that he has a newborn baby would stop him from smashing?
And no sleep in like 2 months and all of that stuff, and I can clearly see that he's tired, and the first thing that's going to be on his mind.
No. Look. You're still injecting your logic of the situation into the mix.
Right.
I'm asking you, the person that you know him to be. Do you think
the person that I know him to be, I would automatically think he cheated. But if you want to go off of, if you want to go off of how a person acts, then he should have taken that into account. The person that he knows that I am.
Kai, you're not listening to me.
I don't get the baby part. That's all I'm saying.
I'm asking you.
That's fine.
The person that you know him to be. Do you think that if there was a girl trying to give him free coochie, that the fact that he has a newborn infant, do you think that would stop him from taking that opportunity?
No.
No.
Because that's the point.
Okay.
That's what he
can
look at you.
So that's the person that he is. So the roles being reversed, and I will say this, as rational as I am, I'd have some questions for my girl too. If we have our own washer and dryer in our own apartment, and some strange drawers is in the mix, it's like, where does this come from?
Yeah.
And if I ask you that, wait, and if I ask you that, and your demeanor is, I don't know, we got a problem.
Yeah, we got a problem.
We got a problem. I don't care how tired you say you are. There's strange drawers in my house, and you're not like, what? And what are you talking about? You're just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I guess maybe we would have broken up due to those strange drawers, because, look, I'm telling you, I don't know where it came from. I was too tired to think about where it came from. I figured it was one of his boys. Even when he brought up the argument again, I asked him if he asked his boys. I mean, and the only thing, because he was really, really trying to argue this, and I was like, my child is, she was a hit baby. She's constantly on me, constantly with me. She slept in the bed with me.
What difference does that make?
And my thing is,
that doesn't make a difference.
To me, that makes a lot of a difference.
You're bringing that up.
Anyways, the baby's not an alibi. Even though I believe you, I totally believe it. The baby's not an alibi. That's what we're saying. Because it takes 3 seconds.
That's what some of my friends said. That's what some of my friends said. That's not an alibi. But I was like, whatever.
I believe you too. But what I want you to understand is, when you start judging situations and you find yourself in a situation like that again, you can't stay in your own head and say, well, this is what I think, and this is how I deal with it, so I don't know what the problem is. You can't. That's not a way to interact with people. You have to be able to empathize and put yourself in that person's position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To understand the context of why they're upset and what's going on. That's your biggest problem, Kai. You do not put yourself in other people's positions to understand why you're getting the reaction you're getting. You just stay in your own head like, this is the way I meant it, and if they didn't understand it that way, then what can I do about it? You can't do that. I'm telling you right now, that is an egregious situation that you should have took more serious than,
Now, do you see why we said that? That's why we said the baby's not an alibi.
I hear you, but again, I was at the point where I was like, that's not what was on my mind, is to figure this crap out, so whatever. In the end, let me do this first quick, because we only have 6 minutes, but in the end, I just, to me, it seemed like he was trying to plant some evidence or whatever for me to say something. So I just told him if that was your plan, trying to. My thing was if that was your plan to try and get me to say, oh, yeah, I've been cheating on you this whole time or something like that, then maybe you should have gotten some draws of a man that maybe I would have been interested in, because he knows me and he knows how I am with, like, muscles and stuff like that. You're going to get a fat dude's draws? Really?
Right.
That's believable to you? So that's just how that ended, and I walked away from him. I was like, if you want to leave, go ahead. I don't care, whatever. So anyway, that's how that ended.
Oh, my God. That was the breakup right there over the draws?
No, he didn't leave me, but I was just like, if you want to leave, leave. You don't want to believe me, don't believe me. I don't care. Look, I'm too tired for this crap.
But trust me.
Anyway, so let me get to our listener stuff because we only have 5 minutes real quick. So somebody said it was not an argument. It was a pointless conversation about me not cleaning up the microwave. I was warming up some food, put the timer on 2 minutes, and I took my food out and left the microwave on 40 seconds without clearing it out. So she left the timer on there, and that drives me insane. I just don't say anything. It drives me insane. So I feel you, listener. So she was just trying to get back to her show, and apparently that really aggravated her dude. So what posted in our relationship question and answers group was somebody said one of the things they argue about a lot is, what do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? I give you something that you want to eat. No, I don't want to eat that. It just goes on and on.
That's ridiculous.
I'll eat whatever you eat. I don't know. But if you tell me something like Chinese and I'm not feeling Chinese, I'm going to tell you I'm not feeling Chinese.
Like 13 years old? He's 13? Damn.
Sound like the dog from Jungle.
These other ones are.
You guys,
are really long.
4 minutes. We have 4 minutes.
Yeah, these other ones are really long. There are two other answers, but they're really long, so we'll talk about them at the beginning of next week's show. And so next week's show, I'm also going to ask just an off-the-wall question I had, which is I asked this to our listeners, and we did get a couple answers on this one. Which way do you put on your bra? So if you listeners want to answer this question, you can answer it.
Logic.
Shut up. You can text us at 484. Wait, sorry. If you keep interrupting, I can't get through what I'm trying to say. You can text us at 484-840-3627. 484-840-3627. How do you put on your bra? Do you fasten it in the front or do you fasten it in the back? In the back. And we'll read those answers next week. Also, so next week we're on our new platform. Good God. Next week we're on our new platform on Spreaker. So join us on that show. And for the first month of our new platform, we're going to be doing giveaways. So we're going to be doing, some contests, or we're going to be doing like the first 3 callers or anything like that. But we'll go into the contest next week, the first week's contest, and we'll be giving away prizes, good prizes like gift cards to restaurants and stuff like that. So, we'll be giving away a date with Shar. Shar will fly you out to Las Vegas so she can tell you all about the great city of Las Vegas. But so we're going to be doing giveaways, but don't forget, and I will post next week. I will post next week. Good God, people! I will post next week our new platform, so where you can join us next week is going to be the same time. The only thing that changes is the exact platform we're going to be on. We're going to be on Spreaker. So join us for our giveaways. Don't miss out on the show. And like I said, next week we'll also be talking about black women, the stereotype of black women. So the stereotype of black women, we're going to be continuing on with your most pointless your most pointless arguments, and we're going to talk about how do you put on your bra.
Pointless question, damn.
Pointless.
Okay, how do they find us? How do they find us on Spreaker? What do they go to make sure they're with us next week?
It's still going to be No Conduct Radio, but like I said, I'm going to post the exact link to our Twitter, our Pinterest, our Instagram, and our Facebook. Good Lord, we have a lot of stuff. But it's still going to search No Conduct Radio on Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com. Okay, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week on No Conduct Radio on Spreaker.com, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Peace out, everyone.
Okay, everybody have a great, safe week. Be blessed, and we'll talk to you then on our new platform. Have a great week.
From the great
Bye-bye.
city of Las Vegas. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye. My name is Good
city of Las Vegas.
Every time. Bye.
Later.